Some gurus have been saying lately that self-development is dead. In their eyes, self-development is something that no longer necessary. To their extreme approach to the concept of self-development, my only answer will be go to jail, go to the prison, go to the school system out there in your country and see for yourself the growing numbers of young women and young people who are basically in a position where they don't hear enough "I believe in you" or simply "well done." And because positive reinforcement is missing from their lives, they go on to develop negative habits, negative behaviors that go on to eat away at the very potential that they were carrying when they first got into the school system. So this is my answer to the extremists out there who are saying self-development is dead. On the other end, there is also this trend. Other gurus who are simply saying the purpose of self-development is to consume more self-development. So therefore, we should not start considering self-development, because once you do, you're going to become addicted to it, and that's going to be detrimental. I hear where they are coming from as well. And my answer will be simply a brilliant answer that someone by the name of Arnold Schwarzenegger, former governor Arnold Schwarzenegger, the acclaimed Hollywood actor Arnold Schwarzenegger, the legendary bodybuilder Arnold Schwarzenegger, gave a few years ago to a journalist when asked the question if it still works out. In his own way, simply says, do you eat breakfast every single day? Do you eat lunch every single day? Do you eat dinner every single day? And the answer, of course, is yes. And duh, if you eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day, because the body needs to be reinforced on a daily basis, how much more someone who needs to maintain a healthy body or a healthy lifestyle need to also develop the same religious approach when it comes to going to the gym or working out, because it's not something you do and you stop, but it's something that you have to keep doing to maintain basically your body and your muscle in top or optimal states. And the same thing applies to the word of self-development. It's not something that you get basically once a year and that's it, or you get basically at the beginning of your life and that's it. No, it's something that you have to keep on consuming in order for it to actually give you the chance to maintain what you have. Because in both cases, those who believe that self-development is dead, or those who believe that self-development can lead to addiction, here's the answer. Once you get into a place where self-development is relegated to the back seat, where it's not really that important, what's going to happen is positive reinforcement is going to go to a place where it's going to slowly but surely start becoming a whisper. And once the voice of positive reinforcement in one's life becomes a whisper, you are simply in great danger, because what's going to happen is you're simply going to let all the wild and crazy habits take over, and more specifically, all the wild and crazy voices around you take over and give you a sense that yes, I can do all things I want, and basically there'll be no consequences, and that could be the beginning of the end as far as your life is concerned. What is then the healthy approach to self-development? Before I can answer that question, I will simply say this one key thing. The purpose of all self-development boils down to 6 letters. And the sixth letter simple policy called wait. You have to get into the habit of seeing self-development as the weight that you have to be carrying on a daily basis to keep your muscle in top shape. And by weight, what do I mean? Let's break it down. W stands for walls. You have to get into a place where the positive reinforcement that you're actually hearing on a daily basis are causing you to build walls around you so that you don't become open to all the negative voices out there, to all the negative distraction out there, to basically to all the noise out there that has nothing to do with where you're going. That's number one. If you want to elevate, you have to elevate your consciousness. Because once you are in a noisy environment, your ability to focus on your consciousness actually also gets lowered. But once you come to a place in a retreat environment, a mountain environment, secluded environment, and you simply start focusing on yourself, your consciousness has basically a greater chance of actually rising to the top, because now you can focus on yourself. And that's it. I, for what, identify. You have to come to a place where you identify again what it is that you are carrying as a potential, and therefore what it is that you have to start doing as far as manifesting that potential is concerned. G, for what, you then have to focus on the gap. What is the gap in terms of skill set? You have to consider when it comes to where you are now and where you want to go. And that only can happen when you are in a place where you have a chance to now focus on yourself. Focus on the gap. Mind the gap. What do I need to do now in order to get to my next level? That should be a consideration or a question that you have to ask yourself on a daily basis. That is for G. And H for what? Habits. You have to monitor yourself. You have to make sure that the habits that you are actually developing on a daily basis are consistent with where exactly you intend to go. Because once you don't pay attention to the habits that are creeping into your life, chances are you are slowly but surely veering off. But once you become vigilant and you start paying attention to what you do on a daily basis, how you wake up, how you start your day, and how you go about your day, the type of thoughts and feelings that you entertain on a daily basis, basically a type of the sense of awareness when it comes to your habit, that how slowly but surely going to rise to the level elite as far as your field is concerned. That H. T for what? T for tune. You have to tune into the frequency of that particular vision, that particular purpose, that particular potential that you are carrying. Because once you actually tune into that, my friend, you're almost going to put your life on automatic. You're simply going to know exactly what you need to do almost on an hourly basis, and not waste your time doing things that have nothing to do with where you are going. All right, again, you have to go back to a place where you reconsider the purpose of self-development, and you have to start seeing as weight that you have to be pumping on a daily basis to keep your muscles in top shape. Otherwise, you're going to get to a place of atrophy. You think that you're actually moving towards your goal, but the funny thing is you're simply drifting away from your goals, simply become someone who's slowly but surely becoming a stranger as far as your own purpose is concerned. And S for what? You simply have to stay present. Don't check out. Stay present. Don't check out. I would just like to end this with a particular story. The founder and former CEO of this company called HubSpot, by the name of Brian Halligan, is sharing a beautiful story I just happened to come across a few days ago. One day he was riding his snowmobile up in the mountain, and he was by himself. Next thing you know, he got himself into an accident. As he got into an accident, the snowmobile basically is shattered in many different pieces, and he's lying there unconscious all by himself. When he wakes up, he realizes that he's in trouble because his body, of course, is not responding at all. And then he checked, he has his cell phone on him. And he decided, of course, just to make the 911 call. As he calls and someone answers and start telling them exactly what's happening, this is what the person is saying with him. Please stay with us. And his man is saying, but I'm not going anywhere because I'm stuck here. But stay with us doesn't simply mean don't move around. It simply means remain conscious. Make it an intentional decision to remain present and not to check out. Because life is going to throw many different curveballs at you, many different challenges at you. And when they come, they're not going to come there and ask you to reconsider what you're doing, but they're going to come there to ask you to quit. And if you don't understand that the purpose of some of these challenges is to simply cause you to quit, you're going to quit. And by the time you're going to quit, one day to realize that, my goodness, that challenge, that obstacle was not that big. I could have gone around it or gone over it because I was actually bigger. But I let my vision be distracted by what I was seeing. So again, wait. Get back to your place where on a daily basis you build walls around you, you elevate your consciousness, you focus, you identify exactly where you want to go, you mind the gap between where you are and where you are going, you focus on your habits, making sure they are consistent where you're going, and tune into the right frequency as far as where you are going. And as for what, stay present, stay present, stay present, don't check out, stay present. With that, my friend, on a daily basis, slowly but surely going to rise to a place where you're simply going to shock the world, because you're going to be achieving things that many people around you never thought possible. Oh my goodness, let me just end with this one. It's not a self-development is all that you need, but self-development is one of the many ingredients that you have to consider on your way to success. Why am I saying this? If you want to work out and get to a place where you reach your a top condition, you have to focus on a few things. Going to the gym, absolutely, and also focusing on everything that you do when you're not going to the gym. Your association, the type of friends you keep, the type of food and drinks you actually put into your body. And once you start actually put everything and look at everything in a comprehensive manner, that's how slowly but surely your body is now going to start responding in a positive manner. So again, self-development is not the only ingredient. It's one of the many ingredients you have to consider on your way to the top. And once you actually start doing that, focusing on that and many other things that you have to focus on, slowly but surely, my friend, you're going to simply get to a place where you're going to start shocking the world. Okay, my friend, I'm going to stop right here. The best is yet to come, but now for the best to be manifested, you and I have to simply remain intentional. And intentionality, when it comes to flipping the switch, simply comes down to one key thing. Focus on self-development. Focus on the way that you have to be getting on a daily basis. Focus on building the walls, the mental walls you need to build as far as your mental space is concerned. Focus on elevating your consciousness, identifying exactly where you want to go, minding the gap when it comes to where you are and where you need to go, focusing on the habits, focusing on tuning into the right frequency, and last but not least, not forgetting to simply stay present. Don't die, stay present. Don't check out, stay present. And the best is yet to come. Take good care. I'm out.